Welcome to Comic Soup, a new audio podcast that is here to deliver the latest news on comic books and comic books in regards to film news. I'm your host, David Penny, bringing some new blood to the hosting table. Joining me now, we have Carter Kee, William Kee,
Hello.
And one of the newest additions to the podcasting area of this production crew, Jared Crispin.
Hello, sir.
Thank you for finally being able to come here and
My pleasure.
do this with us,
Yeah.
Jared. So why don't we just not even bother with keeping this going and let's get right into it. So first off, in major news, Fast and Furious's Gadot, I believe that's how it's Gadot has been casted as Wonder Woman in Batman vs Superman.
Ooh. Well, my first question is, who is this?
That's actually what I was asking, like, myself, like, when I first saw this.
I was thinking that Wonder Woman was going to be played by that girl who played the girl in Thor, the friggin'
Jamie Alexander.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was one of the front
Wasn't
runners
she
for
the
it.
chick in Thor that's from Asgard that has hots for Thor?
Yeah.
But
Sif.
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that her name, Sif?
maybe. Hold on, wait, what's
You
it
got
called?
internet connection. I don't have internet connection.
See,
I really
what-
should, but I'm outside of my range
What?
right now.
I think this chick was the girl who played what's her name in Avengers. She's Nick Fury's right hand.
No,
That's definitely not the same girl.
Oh, not Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, you're thinking of the girl from How I Met Your Mother.
She
Girl who played
I'm
Robin.
getting audio here.
Jared, I feel like you would know. Do you
Hold
watch
on,
How I Met Your-
Wikipedia will help me here. Wikipedia will always help me.
Wikipedia is always right.
Yeah, okay, so I was wrong.
Edited by
Anyways,
people today.
yeah, she's one of she doesn't exactly have that great of I guess you could say fame.
Track record?
Tracker. Like it says here that she was in Fast and the Furious, Date Night, Night and Days, Fast 5, Fast Furious 6, and yeah, it even says here that she is revealed to have the role for Wonder Woman for the
Man, she was in Date Night? Wow, what a good track record this girl has.
See, I'm wondering, like, what role they're gonna give Wonder Woman. Like, if they're
Yeah,
focusing
I
on
know.
Batman and Superman, they shouldn't really put her in that much of a spotlight at all.
I feel like they're gonna pull a Marvel with this, and they're only gonna make like small references
Yeah,
to the
that's-
they'll
that's
they'll
what I'm
show her
thinking.
and whatnot, but they'll have like small references towards the character.
Because at this point, they're building up the Justice League, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to fast track because they know that they're like years behind Marvel's cinematic universe.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so they're like, if we can throw as many characters as we can into this movie, maybe this will lead to some sort of Justice League spin-off. Because I had even heard
Who
that
knows?
there was rumors of like introducing Flash in this movie as well, which
That was cool.
they're already introducing him on the TV side.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They
on Arrow.
they did his little get struck by lightning or whatever the hell happens to him. They did it on Arrow, so
Are you serious?
yeah.
That's how the
He
Flash
was-
gets his powers. Though.
Like
He
the
gets
mid-
struck
the
by-
mid-season
he gets struck
finale
by
of
lightning
Arrow,
during
like-
the experiment.
There was a part 2 finale, and like the guy who was playing him, which was like some sort of Glee alumnus character, like came in. He was all like, "Yeah, I'm Barry Allen, blah blah blah."
Oh, they
You know,
decided to
like-
do the Barry. It's
the Barry Allen
It's the
version.
Barry Allen version because I know there's so many different versions of
And
Flash.
lightning came down. And then
He got struck
boom.
by lightning, and then he
Ooh.
fell into like a bunch of like chemicals or something like that.
Oh, okay.
He
then
didn't
that's
fall
for
into
sure.
chemicals. At least I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that there was like some sort of experiment he signed up for, and then it got struck by lightning, and that's how it went.
Right, but did you watch Arrow?
No, but I know this because I watched. I don't remember the movie, but it was an animated,
Probably
DC animated movie, and it kind of
Justice League Unlimited? No.
no, it was kind of like an alternate reality universe DC where Batman's dad, Thomas Wayne, it becomes Batman.
Anyways.
What I want to know in that episode is why his freaking laboratory had an open roof. It
Because
was
he's
freaking
cool.
asking for that lightning to come in and
Maybe-
strike him.
Maybe because he's not like other superpowered people, super intelligent people. He wants light in his lab so that he doesn't get farmer's tan.
But what about when it's nighttime?
It was raining
Sucks.
too. It was raining through the giant hole in his ceiling. And he's like,
It's like,
Oh, I
here,
should
let me
probably
stand in the
clog this
middle of
up.
my lab.
Hey, the only thing he should be worried about coming through that window at sunroof is Batman. Yeah. Anyway, so let's get back into it. So yeah, my hopes, honestly, I don't know the actress very well, so I don't have very much high hopes for her. But the thing is that you never know. Like, I mean, it's the same thing with Ben Affleck playing Batman.
She's
You
really
never
scrawny.
really know. So,
Yeah. No,
And
she's got to do a
really
lot of
scrawny,
working
like,
out.
She's gonna have to
too.
like.
well,
put on some
she's
weight.
probably gonna be on dieting and whatnot.
Or like just
crazy.
computer animated like they did
No.
with 300.
Just do like Hugh Jackman diet. Just give him
Exactly.
so
The
much
Wolverine
meat,
diet.
and then like like
Yeah.
that guy's pushing like his 40s now, so he's
Or do the Batman diet for females.
Good.
Batman diet for females.
Hugh Jackman still looks good though.
Oh,
Anyways.
your phone's ringing.
Alright, ringing again. Just
We shall
I'll
keep it
continue
going.
it, David,
We
don't
shall
worry.
keep it going.
alright. Hold on.
While David answers his phone, we will continue to our next topic, which is about good old Conan actor Jason Momoa.
He looks hilarious.
He may join the cast of Batman vs Superman. So the question is, who could he play? Well, on Screen Rant, which is where we got the link for, in fact, a link for a lot of these stories because they're fucking awesome. Shout out to Screen Rant. Two possible character choices they had down for him was the Superman villain Doomsday, which they tease to like in the story could be like some sort of Lex Luthor creates Doomsday sort of thing, or could be playing Martian Manhunter, which of course is one of those characters from the Justice League. So, oh hey David.
Oh hey.
Yes.
I came back.
So bringing us, we're on the second story now about Jason Momoa. I don't know if you have you seen the Conan story or Conan movie or not?
Jason Momoa. He's the one who played the latest Conan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I,
There's a toss up between if he may join the cast, either playing Martian Manhunter or Doomsday.
honestly, the guy
I would
does
say-
not look like anything like he
Yeah.
could play Martian Manhunter. He looks too scary in my.
So you're
Martian
saying he's
Manhunter
more for
is kind of scary.
Doomsday?
But Martian Manhunter sort of has this kind of like.
Can you pull up a picture of that character? Because I've never
Martian.
seen
You've never seen Martian? Okay.
No, I have
He's
never.
like blue. An alien.
No, he's not blue. He's
whatever.
green.
Oh, I thought you wanted
Green,
Jason
an alien.
Momoa.
Oh,
No, Jason Momoa's right here.
he's like an alien.
What's a good picture?
It should show it somewhere.
There's only two people in all of the DC universe who I actually have like any form of respect for. That is Martian Manhunter and Batman.
John Johns.
Oh, John Jones.
I remember this guy. I
John
remember he
Jones.
reminded me of Piccolo.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I remember seeing this guy. I could see him playing that character.
Yeah, you have to shave his
I
head.
feel
maybe.
though that
He looks more
if
built for that
they,
than Doomsday.
I feel though that they shouldn't introduce
More characters.
Doomsday.
more good like I'd like more like Justice League characters all so soon.
Yeah, they might
because-
as well just call it Justice League.
Because I mean, like, if DC's trying to do anything like Marvel did, like, then they should be bringing out movies like for each character. Although I'm not saying do it for every character. Like, maybe do a movie where they have two characters in kind of like one sort of thing, feely, like they are doing with this Batman and Superman movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like they should just kind of like go on with it instead of just try like for a longer period of time rather than doing something shorter, because then it just feels like you're rushing it.
Maybe the problem that they have is that they're afraid that characters like Flash or Martian Manhunter or Wonder Woman may not be strong enough to hold up their own solo films.
Mhm.
Which then you're not putting enough faith into your characters, because I mean if you look at characters like Thor, who else? Thor, I don't want to say Spider-Man, but Spider-Man, I guess. I mean, like these characters are holding up their own films. You got to at least give them a chance to try to build their own worlds before trying to toss them as cameo appearances in these films, where in this case the focus is on Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the crossover that I don't know if anyone's been waiting for that, but some people are kind of like, oh yeah.
Randomest movie idea. I know it's a comic and everything, but why would they choose that one out of all ideas?
I think
Well-
it's based off one of the books or one of the comic
Yeah,
books.
it is based off.
Well, you kind of have to look at it from a DC fan perspective. Of course, I'm not a DC fan, but I do understand.
But I
DC
played
fan.
one on TV.
Yeah, I know. But I think the reason is because Batman and Superman are probably the most iconic superheroes of the DC franchise.
Yeah.
Obviously,
So
yeah.
what better way not to start off this kick off a new I guess series of DC films than having a movie mashup with DC Comics' two biggest stars.
Yeah, but it's Ben Affleck.
Well, that and
Hey, okay, let's not get into this. Let's not get into this, okay? Because remember when everybody said that Heath Ledger would not be able to play Joker? and that literally stressed him so much out that everything that happened with him up to his death kind of stressed him out. I'm not 100% sure for that, but from what I've read, that's pretty much everyone saying that he got so stressed about that being the Joker and having to live up to it that he got stressed out about it.
He's one of those people that like he'll play the actor
and actually make
like
it
he'll
his
do it
real
outside.
life.
Like
Yeah.
he'll be living it. What the hell's that term called?
Method acting.
Method
Yeah.
acting. Yeah. Much like Daniel Day-Lewis when he was preparing for the Abraham Lincoln role. Like they'll method act like on their own time. So I'm sure his wife, like for example, like Daniel Day-Lewis's wife would probably be like, I've been living with Abraham Lincoln for like the last few months. It's just waiting for him to get shot now.
So that means Ben Affleck's wife's gonna be waking up at midnight every night.
But
with
that's
him in
that's
the
only
cave.
if Ben Affleck is a method actor.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how I can see him in Daredevil and then just he was not like as brutal as I thought
He
would be in
wasn't.
Daredevil.
He wasn't terrible in Daredevil. Just
No,
Daredevil
yeah.
itself wasn't really a well-written
Yeah,
movie.
exactly.
But they are making a Daredevil TV show, which
They're
didn't-
making a little bit off topic, but they're making an entire new Marvel lineup TV show
Yeah.
with
I don't know why I didn't throw it in.
Yeah.
But who cares? We can
no,
talk about it.
well, I'm just making a small nod to it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's somewhat older news now. It's been out for about a month. But
Yes.
It's Jason Momoa guy.
anyways,
Yeah.
So
he's only really been in Conan. That's kind of his big breakout
I guess
role.
that's really why we can't really say much about the guy right now. It's specific because we haven't really seen what he's capable of as an actor.
Yeah, and that's why I wasn't gonna be judging this Gal Gadot too much because like
Yeah.
I mean she's only really been in Fast and the Furious and other
Like I say,
movies
all
where
the-
she's been in like
Mhm.
some hot piece of ass or something.
Ooh.
So maybe in this Wonder Woman role, hopefully they're not gonna be all like, look at that hot piece of ass just straddling down the
That's
beach or something
completely
like that.
against Wonder Woman's character.
That is
anyways.
exactly
Yeah, it
against the
So-
character.
Anyways, so
But they dress her up.
I guess
like
because
monsters.
I guess we should move on here to our next topic, which is actually one of the probably the biggest topic that I'm excited about, being the nerd that I am. Recently, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer came out and
Looks amazing.
looks
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Unbelievable.
I got my arms up in the air for this.
Same.
Well, I'm just
All of us.
I'm gonna do all of us.
All four of us
So
have. That's about 8 arms,
Hands in
right?
the
Oh,
air.
So there's
Yeah,
8
8 arms.
arms.
We can count.
You gotta double check. There's a third arm sprouting out somewhere.
We can count.
All right, but seriously, how amazing does this
The
trailer
characters
look?
they chose, perfect. Except for I don't know about Jamie Foxx.
I don't know. I actually
I'm
think it looks-
excited for Jamie Foxx.
He
Yeah, I am
he
too.
looks epic, but I don't know. It's the fact that if people didn't know who Jamie Foxx was, then they would know if he was white or if he was black.
Why would that
like-
be the
And
Yeah.
problem?
no, not just only that, but like the fact that Jamie they chose. I don't know. Is he usually a white guy?
He's usually a white dude in the
Yeah.
comics.
See exactly.
They want to
That's-
branch out from the comics a bit.
I-
They want
yeah,
to add
that's what I'm
some
saying.
variety. So.
And this is what they've been doing in the past. Like
Yeah.
Nick
Yeah.
Fury was cast black, and then Perry White from the Superman movie was cast
Yeah,
black.
but Nick Fury was also cast as Samuel L. Jackson, and you
Carter,
can't go
that's-
wrong with Samuel
Yeah,
L.
you
Jackson.
can never go. I mean,
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson's played some pretty iconic characters. He played Mace Windu. You can't fuck around.
They gotta.
Yeah, Mace Windu.
I wonder when Sam has to, I guess, extend his contract because he was like, he had like 7 movies or something.
Oh,
And he's
he-
probably been in like at least close to
Tons.
6 or 7 of them
And
now.
he's been in like he was
He was on the
also-
show as
Yeah, he was
well.
also in Marvel. I'm Agents
Agents of
Marvel
S.H.I.E.L.D..
Shield.
Yeah,
I
for
haven't
like
seen
3
that episode.
for 3 minutes.
It's such
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So they showed a lot in their trailer, like a lot of
like tons.
a lot of like Easter eggs and cameos that are gonna be soon to be brought up. To my from what I saw, anyways, I saw like Green Goblin, Rhino, Doctor Octopus, Vulture, of course Electro. But honestly, like definitely they are leading up for a Sinister Six sort of film. It was definitely evident
This-
in the film when they started opening up the doors and each door had a number on it.
That is
Okay,
one of the
so-
topics we can also talk a bit about too. Well, like the trailer itself, are you guys worried that it's going to be too hectic of a movie?
Well, it looks like it's gonna be a little bit too hectic, but as long as they put in parts and like good amounts of action compared to good amounts of like conversation and talking, I think it'd be a good movie.
I'm sure they'll find a way to balance both. I mean, you always got to throw in some good old talking once in a while.
It looks really epic. Like,
Yeah, it does.
looks unbelievably epic.
They also released an international trailer.
Yeah, I
too,
did. I
that
saw
was,
that
like,
one this morning.
Had different scenes that weren't even included in the American trailer.
Which is weird.
But it was a lot more like there was a lot more kind of like Peter speaking to Aunt May and Peter speaking to Gwen. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, look like this. Look at him. He's hiding under the bed covers with a Spider-Man outfit, and Aunt May's grilling him about something. It's like,
About apparently them not having a chimney, and then he tried to throw off an excuse as cleaning a chimney.
yeah, exactly. That was and he's like, oh, what happened to your face? It's like, well, you're in New York. You're just gonna get jumped every night. That's
Yeah, exactly.
That was kind of his excuse. It's just like every night he comes home, he's just
Every night
beat up.
every night I come home from getting eggs and milk, and I get jumped.
That was definitely the best part of the movie. Just
It
comes
was.
home, he's like, I got the eggs.
And she starts falling.
Just start the end credits right there. Like, yeah.
It's over, guys.
Doesn't
You got
even matter
this.
that he beat the lizard. He got the eggs.
He got the eggs, guys. He brought the eggs home. But definitely probably one of the most biggest villains of this movie that I saw in the trailer was Rhino. Rhino looks amazing with
Rhino's
the
looking amazing.
This is
I
the first time we
actually
actually saw his costume. Like, we saw like the photos of him on set, and we didn't know exactly what he was gonna look like.
he was in like a styrofoam.
It was like a mocap styrofoam suit,
Yeah.
showing off these weird faces, like sticking at his tongue and just like gritting his teeth. It's like, what is he doing? And then now he's like in a mech suit, and I'm pretty happy with the mech suit.
I think it looks pretty awesome. I just absolutely cannot wait to see the fight scene that takes place between Spider-Man and
Yeah, like
Rhino.
That'll
the
probably
last,
be like
30
20 minutes.
seconds. The last like 10 seconds of the trailer, right, is when like Electro was like shooting like freaking like.
Oh, that's
Oh my gosh, I can't wait
He's
for the
like
fight scenes that are going to
dodging.
take place in this movie, especially between Electro and Spider-Man, Rhino and Spider-Man. And
Green Goblin.
from what I saw in the trailer, it looked like there might be I am some sort of can't speak today.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, even that one
sentence.
wasn't good either.
No.
But it seems like there's going to be some sort of combat scene between Spider-Man and Green Goblin, which I really hope it's
Yeah,
not.
I think.
Well, I really hope it's not one of those things where it's like he knocks him down and then it's done.
I kind of think I don't want it to be like this, but it'll probably be like the last half hour of Spider-Man 3 sort of scenario where it's like, oh, we need a
Yeah.
Green Goblin because we have to kill Gwen Stacy off. again.
Yeah.
So it's like, here, let's just introduce Green Goblin
Gwen
amidst all this
Stacy.
carnage of Electro and Rhino already happening. It's like, why don't we tease a third villain?
That's going to be really, really depressing.
I really
if
hope they don't do that.
Yeah.
What, kill off Gwen Stacy?
No. They're gonna do that,
Yeah.
obviously. But
But-
like, I mean, like do the whole like
No.
Spider-Man
My
3 route, where it's like we introduced the last character, the last villain for no reason, then we needed a last third villain.
Did you guys notice how cracked out Harry Osborn looks?
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
he's played as a character from Chronicle, I don't know his name. But
Dane
like
DeHaan.
his eyes are like so like baggy, and he looks like he just does so many drugs, and he just looks like he's gonna be a crazy Harry Osborn.
Kind of reminds
Like-
me of Chris, actually.
he does.
Shout out to Chris.
he does, but honestly,
Just the eyes, though. Just
like
the
I
eyes.
say
His
with
hair too.
every
No, not that Chris, my friend.
Oh, okay. That's what I was
I was talking more about the eyes. Yeah, he does actually
Yeah,
have other
actually, now
Chris's
I
hair,
think about
though.
it, he does.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Chris Wildtech.
It's got a combination of both.
a little bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah.
But speaking of like actors within the Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, recently there was a bit of news that Andrew Garfield might not reprise his role as Spider-Man for the fourth film, which is really
Which would suck. You
it
know?
would suck. I
You know,
think
it sucked leaving for Tobey Maguire to leave because he played an okay Spider-Man. He looks more like Peter Parker.
Yeah.
I think he had a very youthful voice, too, throughout the three movies.
But
And,
Andrew Garfield's more like
the modern day,
comic
like,
comedian Spider-Man.
he kind of represented the modern day outsider,
Yeah.
in a way. Like, just
Yeah.
someone who didn't really fit in with the crowd. And,
Yeah.
like, back in, like, the old movies, they were kind of building off of the fact that, yes, he was a nerd. He liked comics. He just couldn't talk to women. But, like, Andrew Garfield's portrayal was more like, I'm cool just for, riding a skateboard and taking photos and
pretty much
wearing a hood.
And
So it's
loving
like,
to one girl,
science.
that's
I
it.
still like
and he just happened to love science, too. So,
Luckily,
I still think Andrew Garfield's actually done a pretty good job.
yeah,
Yeah.
he did a
Portraying
That's
Peter
good.
Parker and Spider-Man. The thing that the one thing that I do love the most about this Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is that he doesn't cry as much as the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I swear, every couple 5 minutes in the first three Spider-Man films, Tobey Maguire is like sitting over somebody either dying or like something really sad's happening. He's just got those watery eyes.
He
with
just
the
went through a
tears
lot
coming
of
down.
emotional turmoil in those 3 movies.
And then the third one, he just becomes some sort of happy.
Yeah, like
emo
Andrew
guy.
Garfield really only cried for his uncle dying, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Andrew-
Like you don't need to cry for Gwen Stacy's father
You know,
dying.
you-
Now it's like he won't get.
Well,
in
he
the way.
did cry a bit for that, but not too much.
I don't know if there was a scene where Andrew
Like, no.
Garfield like screamed as much as Tobey Maguire did. Like, you know how Tobey Maguire would scream out like "Martian!" like really,
Yeah.
really, really loud.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know
he
if,
did
like,
it once, but like they
Andrew
cut
Garfield
out
ever
that.
did that.
He did that once in the movie, I think, when Gwen's father died, but it was like
Oh,
cut
yeah,
out.
yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah,
see
yeah.
him do it.
Yeah.
Because you really don't need to
Yeah.
hear it. That kind of gets
Yeah.
really obnoxious. Like you just if
Yeah.
you watch it, you get the same impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like oh man, that the end scene where he finally listens to the voicemail from his like grandfather
Yeah,
from Uncle
that
Ben. I was like,
was-
oh,
Oh
it's so
god.
depressing. No, I wouldn't be too against if they got someone else to play him, but like so that I mean, you get someone who would either look closely like Andrew Garfield or
Mhm.
slightly older, so that it shows that there's kind of an age like that Spider-Man is aging over time.
Mhm.
I mean, don't go and get someone like Josh Hutcherson from
Oh,
like
yeah.
the Hunger Games to replace him because he was one of the people that was actually gunning for the role too.
Well, I was thinking like, what if they also did like, Amazing Spider-Man 4 would be like taking place like years after
That's a
these
bit of
three
a stretch,
movies,
but
and then like
That'd be a
it's
good
like
idea.
a kid,
Do a time skip.
like yeah, where it's like now it's a kid who's like a huge fan of Spider-Man who's like also a genius who wanted to like continue the legacy.
so one of the other comic book
yeah,
characters maybe.
yeah. So like I know the new one is like what's the little black kid who's
yeah.
and, like, the black and red.
That's all. Isn't that
So-
the Ultimate series though?
Yeah, but like you can
Mhm.
continue on with like a different Spider-Man. Like
That is
that
true.
continue.
That's the direction that they could
What
go
they're
in.
thinking of doing for like maybe Spidey 4 is like, and this will probably go into our next topic, which it might not be on yours, but the whole
It
Venom
is.
Sinister Six thing.
Yeah.
Is that they were gonna set up Amazing Spider-Man's 1, 2, and 3 for the whole Sinister Six trilogy, I guess maybe,
Mhm.
and then start the whole Venom Carnage thing by the
Oh,
fourth,
please,
4 to 6.
Please.
Please do that.
I mean, then you wouldn't have to toss Venom into it and then be like, "Hey, I'm Venom," and like you can at least give villains like when they introduce Vulture finally, then like Doc Ock, they can give them their own. I guess in the Sinister Six movie, they can all have their own time to breathe and be
Mhm.
able to develop their characters.
So wait, do each of these? You don't actually see the Sinister Six in the trailer.
No.
Well, you
They-
see
you
the,
don't
the
see them
technology
in,
that
yeah,
they
you see
use.
the
though.
technology, but not people in suits, right?
But you know that they're nodding to the fact that they're going to introduce these
Okay.
somebody to go fill those shoes in like
just,
the next few
just
movies.
how
Yeah.
we're talking about how DC wasn't doing that, how they were just gonna put Wonder Woman in it and like a bunch of other DC characters. I think
Yeah, they haven't straight
putting
up.
all six of the Sinister Six in the movie, but not having them, being played as characters,
Right.
is genius. And it's like
They
something
did that on the
DC's
remember the Spectacular Spider-Man TV show? They did that too.
Yeah, they did.
They had characters that were there that didn't end up playing. Like I know they canceled the show pretty abruptly because they did have Cletus Cassidy before he became Carnage.
Mhm.
It was just one episode, but that they showed it and I was like, oh, that's the guy who's going to be playing Carnage. Wonder when that's going to happen. And then they canceled the show.
Honestly, there's only one thing that I really hope that they will do an outcome of if they bring Venom into it, because I'm pretty sure a couple of you already know what I'm gonna say. I hope that if they do one movie or 2 movies that involve like a Eddie Brock Venom, I hope they'll eventually do a spin-off where they take up the current Venom Agent Venom as a character for his
Flash
own
Thompson.
standalone film, because as much as I like Eddie Brock and whatnot, I've really gotten into the Flash Thompson, and like I think it'd be really interesting if they do like 1 or 2 movies featuring an Eddie Brock Venom, because I mean like if they do Amazing Spider-Man 4, it's likely that they'll probably add in Venom or Carnage.
See the way that they did it for the first movie with Flash Thompson, I wouldn't be surprised if they went that route because they've already built up how much of a fan he is of Spider-Man by the end of the movie.
He's going to be in the second
So-
movie too. So if
Yeah.
and as of the end of the first movie, they were kind of already developing a bit of a friendship. So if he does continue his contract, he can just keep going throughout the movies, maybe have a bit role or something, and then eventually, if they decide, okay, let's do Eddie Brock first, defeat Eddie Brock, maybe
Of
he
course,
gets.
you can't do any Venom storyline
You can't
per timeline without doing one of the most important hosts of the symbiote, which was Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
So it also says here that Morbius. Was there any?
In the trailer, so besides seeing all the teases to different villains like Doc Ock and Vulture, and well, those two were like visually you can see them.
I didn't even notice
I
that.
There was a quick.
He's like
Okay,
a
so in the
spider.
comics, he's essentially
See the guy with the
He's the
he's
vampire.
like a vampire.
He's a
character.
vampire,
the
basically.
glass
No,
ball
that's
thing.
that's
No, that's Mysterio.
I want Mysterio.
Yeah,
in this
me
movie
too.
So
That's
bad.
how I thought that. I was.
I'm surprised that they didn't.
Maybe you need to send him to the Sinister Six or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing with it was Morbius and Venom that there was a scene where it showed Harry's character doing something on a table with his like it was kind of like a something like that.
Holographic table, it's called.
Thank you, holographic whatever. Like
We'll call it a
Yeah.
holographic table.
fucking Tony Stark style. And like it was like text that like it was reading it on this Screen Rant. I guess Screen Rant found it, but IGN had done like a rewind trailer where they saw something that said Venom storage as one of the text boxes. It was something about Dr. Kirk Connor's file, who was the guy who played the Lizard. And then Screen Rant had posted that they saw something relating to Dr. Michael Morbius, who was he was a comic book character who ended up turning into Morbius, the living vampire, or something like that. He was more like he was kind of a Spider-Man Blade villain, like he went between both comics. But that would then make Spider-Man have to face a vampire character, which would be kind of strange.
Not really, considering like all the other villains and whatnot that Spider-Man actually has to encounter. You couldn't like they wouldn't probably go for like the whole he's a fantasy kind of vampire. Sparkly lights and teenage girls and whatnot. No, I think how they would properly do this.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, exactly. I think how they would likely do it, it'd be some sort of like because like we're on the concept of genetic altering and whatnot.
And he probably wouldn't even be like a vampire in the sense. He would probably be someone. It's like maybe he's just fucked up on bath salts or something.
I could agree with that.
The entire
some
base
sort
of
of
the
drug
film.
that just makes him hunger for flesh and blood. Like
that's the entire base of the film right there. He took some bath salts at the start of the film,
He is
went
the-
crazy for 3 hours, and then at the end of the movie, Peter
biggest
Parker just
villain.
punches him out.
And at the end of the movie, Brad Pitt saves his family, and they end up in Nova Scotia or something.
Yeah. Anyways, so
So that's just an
Yeah.
extra nod. Like Morbius was never part of the Sinister Six,
No.
as far as I know, and
no, he was
Venom
never a part of it.
Venom was part of some like later iteration of the
Yeah,
Sinister
he
Six.
was.
But they're kind of it's either a tease. I don't know if Morbius is really a big enough villain to introduce him throughout the comics.
Mhm.
Probably have to be tied with someone else.
They
I
probably.
want to see besides Mysterio, I want to see Shocker as well.
Yeah, Shocker.
That would be awesome.
Because like they put Shocker in like
And
two
Scorpion.
of the movie games. Yeah, Scorpion. So many
So many
I want
villains
Scorpion.
that they're doing now. But honestly, I think that right now that with how they have it all planned out is being done perfectly, and that there really shouldn't be any changes made. At least.
Well, what they're doing with this is that like because they're opening up Spider-Man's universe like they're doing with the
Yeah.
Marvel's cinematic universe. So there's lots of possibility that later in the future they're going to introduce more of these villains. And I really like that I guess we can go on to I really want to discuss the topic with the Venom and Sinister Six films a bit
we
more.
can keep going.
I do like that there's going to be a separate spin-off film for the Sinister Six because I feel like you can actually introduce these characters and
Mhm.
it won't be cluttered with any more story of Peter's, so you can grow to kind of admire these characters as villains, and then when they
Mhm.
cross over, you kind of care for both the protagonist and the antagonist, and then there's just a
But how would you make a movie with just the Sinister Six?
Actually,
Who would
really
who would
easily.
be the good guy? And it would be Spider-Man. And
It would be-
They don't
That's what
have
I
to
wanna see.
necessarily fight Spider-Man though. Like I know.
So, but what would they do?
maybe
Obviously,
it could be if
they're-
you think of the Avengers, it could be one of those things
Yeah.
where there's just conflict within the group sort of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
because in Sinister Six, there's always a concern about who's going to be the leader of this group.
and like the Sinister Six never actually really trust one another because they all know of each other's like backgrounds and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. They're very untrusting of one another, and that's why in like the comic books, in the TV shows, and the cartoons and whatnot, that you see the mistrust between them, the two of them, when one decision is made, and then one or two of the other members aren't impressed with it, and they show their displeasure over it, usually violently. So.
Usually, I know in the '90s television show, like Kingpin was running the Sinister Six, like he put
Yeah.
that group together, and they're probably
That's
not going to
what I
do
remember.
that in this version.
Yeah, it was.
in-
Kingpin.
in the after credit scene of the first movie, and in the trailer, you see that guy with the weird suit and the hat who kind of is walking around. That he was in the post credit scene talking to Kirk Connor's character at
Oh,
the end of the
in
movie.
jail.
So they're thinking that this guy might have something to do with the put it together of the Sinister Six.
Who is that guy?
He's actually they said
Taskmaster jokes.
well he said he's a character from the comics called the Gentleman.
And
I
how
thought-
did he
I
get?
thought he
How
was
was
the
he
crime
able?
master.
How is he able to talk through in like with his mind and somehow show up in a
He
jail?
could be some sort of like I don't know like he sounds like a very influential crime boss of some sort. I don't know much about the character from the comics, but in one of the iterations he was one of the people who kind
Wait,
of
you
brought
said he
together
was
this.
in a suit and a hat.
Like
Well, he was like
a
in a
gangster
suit.
hat.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know of one other villain type, and he's actually from the Agent Venom story arc that Venom ends up fighting. He's called Crime Master, if I remember the name correctly.
Okay.
He wears that sort of. He wears a full-on suit with a mask and.
If you
a
want to look
hat.
him up right
yeah,
now,
I'll look
like,
him up right now. I'll show you guys. But he
What?
kind of has that same appearance, and that's like if they brought in Crime Master as that sort of thing, because Crime Master built up his own version of the Sinister Six, so you never know.
you can do that, and I'll pull up the Gentleman because I know he's also another character from the comics as well.
So here's a picture of the Crime Master.
Okay.
I just want to get like a better picture.
He actually it does look very similar.
That is the picture of the Crime Master. As you
Yeah.
can see, he has the full-on suit and the hat, formal hat wear
Yeah.
sort of thing. So there's just so many different characters though that are within the Marvel universe that it could be. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
So you can't really.
So I'm just pulling up the picture of the Gentleman right now.
yeah, I'm looking up some.
I might have it before you though. Yeah, this guy. So he's essentially what it says is he's a character with no superpowers. His name is like Gustav Fiers.
Mhm.
But he's part of a group called the Machiavelli Club. Occupation investor in chaos. He was formerly used the Sinister Six as pawns. So he was kind of he was
So he was an investor in.
he was an investor in this like just in the evil doings, and like he was kind of one of those people that drew the Sinister Six together. But he's a very wealthy character. He's like one of those wealthy men who walks around and is like, yeah.
That'd be a really interesting way to kind of give the Sinister Six of this movie kind of a main villain. It's kind of like the behind the shadows sort of thing. Like the Sinister Six is the front, and everybody thinks the Sinister Six is like who's really the evil ones, but yet it turns out they're not the ones who are pulling the strings.
If you go on to Wikipedia and then look up the first Spider-Man movie, and just scroll down to the cast list because I think they mention who plays that guy in the post-credits scene. He's a guy named Michael Massey who was in. If you remember from the '90s, there was a movie called The Crow.
Oh, I remember that.
Okay. What am I looking up again?
That was
Um,
really depressing.
Yeah, no, go
Yeah,
to
it's really
the
sad and brutal.
not this one, the Amazing Spider-Man, like the reboot.
There's
Oh wait, there. Yeah, just click that one. And then if you scroll down to the casts list, so that's casting, but whatever.
Quiet time.
Then no,
Whoa,
we're just-
hey.
Oh, there, right
Here we
there.
go. Here we go. Here
Okay,
we go.
now if you go
Man,
down to the very bottom because we'll have a paragraph where it's like extra characters. Michael Massey plays a mysterious man in the shadows. Okay, click Michael Massey's name.
oh
Yeah,
he was in The Crow.
Yeah, he was actually interesting fact about Michael Massey. He was because he played in The Crow. He played a character who ended up shooting the main character, who was played by Brandon Lee. But Brandon Lee died during the filming of that movie because Michael Massey's gun was loaded with an actual bullet.
What?
So, like I don't know why. Like he didn't load it on purpose. It's just like it was like one of those like I don't know, like BB gun.
So wait, the
things.
scene where they actually killed the guy is actually in this movie?
Not in this movie, but it was
No,
in The
not
Crow.
in this movie. I mean, in the
Like
Crow.
in The Crow, and then like
Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee died during the filming, they had to like get like some sort of body double to film it.
I would have just stuck with this.
Brandon Lee is also the
That
son
would
of
have been a
Bruce Lee.
realistic death scene. right
Anyways,
there.
guys, so
That was just a
that was all about the Sinister Six. So now we're gonna kind of go into a entirely different area of the Marvel universe, especially the Avengers 2: Age of Ultron. Don Cheadle might be returning as War Machine or Iron Patriot, whichever name they decide to go
Which
with.
is perfect.
Which is good. I hope they bring in pretty much all the Marvel heroes from like current, even if it's just cameos.
I wanted Don Cheadle in the first Avengers, and he kept saying like I'm gonna be in the first Avengers, and he wasn't. He didn't
I
even
think
show
the
any
relationship
appearance at all.
between Tony Stark, or what's his
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I think the relationship between him and Don Cheadle is like perfect. And
Yeah.
the way that they act
They're
with
like
each
buddies
other
now.
in the movies, how they fought each other is awesome, and then how they like helped each other in that little like globe thingy.
You mean in Iron Man 2? At the
Yeah.
end, where they all
Which
fight the
was
robots
friggin-
and they're all just going ham.
Yeah, and that was
Fighting
sick.
everybody.
And I think having that in the Avengers would be like awesome.
I was very
Just
disappointed
having
in
Don
Iron
Cheadle
Man
fans.
3 where they didn't have anything like that. I was very disappointed that I didn't see any.
There
team
wasn't a
up
lot.
fight.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of Don Cheadle wearing the suit. He
No.
was mostly outside of his suit,
Mm.
going like, "Hey, look,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
But
shoot a gun."
hopefully they do bring up something like that because I definitely really like to see a part where Iron Man and War Machine are literally doing this whole like double team thing.
Mm.
Although a team up with Captain America and Iron Man isn't that bad. I was actually watching the first Avengers movie the other day, and there's a part where if anybody here played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2,
Oh, the
hell
part where
yeah.
Iron
When
Man does the thing.
where
it's
they
a
do the
shield.
beam where he shoots at the shield and he deflects the beam on
Yeah,
all the guys. So I was
yeah.
like, oh my god, if they have special attacks like that in the Avenger 2 movie, I'm gonna.
They did.
It's
Didn't they
over.
do something in Iron Man 2 where like, I think it was Tony Stark had something on his hands, and he
Yeah.
kind of did like a
He did.
thing, and like everybody just
That wasn't
died
really,
around
that
him.
wasn't really a
Oh, yeah,
combo.
He did a
with
thing.
He was
the
like
minions,
he
when
was just like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, War Machine, duck. He ducked, and then he just went zoom, 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 and then everything was cut in half.
Well, if you look at the Avengers, they do some of those like not really double team attacks. When what's his face? Who launched somebody in the air?
Oh, it's
onto
probably like Hulk.
no, it
No,
was
it
it
was,
was Captain America
an
launched
Arrow.
Hawkeye.
Arrow is
Sorry,
not
Hawkeye.
launched Scarlett Johansson into the air, and she grabbed onto the speeder thing as it was flying
Oh,
off.
there we go. See,
Yeah, like that's crazy.
nothing big. Like,
But I mean,
hope
like,
they do
something
something bigger
cool.
than that.
I was surprised that she was able to stay on because anytime I tried to jump on a car in GTA, I just fall back. So,
There's
like,
a
and it was
difference
like-
between
Yeah, I know.
GTA
We're
and
talking
Marvel.
about. We're not talking about trying to surf the.
she's going
roof
at
of
like
cars.
1,000 kilometers an hour, like an F-Zero racer, and like this
Yeah, well, she probably has the
GTA cars
training
go
to
at like
hold on
20
to that.
kilometers before you fall off the back of.
She's got one hell of a grip, eh?
Yeah, I guess
Talking
so.
about a specially trained, like,
Super
Assassin.
spy.
yeah, super spy
Who's
against
hot.
a regular person.
Holy crap!
Well, let's face the facts. It's a movie and a video game we're trying to
Then
compare.
again, Trevor would have been able to do it.
Trevor would have been able to
Trevor.
do it.
Shout out to Trevor.
Yo, forget the Avengers. We'll just get Trevor in there and he'll kill all the Chitauri.
Just
Sorry,
come in and be
how
like,
you
this
pronounce
is
it.
fucking great.
Oh,
Anyways,
off topic. Okay.
not really much to speak, but else to say about Don Cheadle. I'm really happy that he is going to be returning. Definitely gonna be a really great movie, The Avengers 2, and I cannot wait to see it.
I remember I was reading an article that came out recently about why Terrence Howard was dropped from after the first
Yeah,
Iron
why
Man
was
movie.
he dropped?
I think he just wanted more screen time, and whoever the director was at the time, you probably know this better over me. The guy who's also been in the Iron Man movies. What the hell's his name?
Oh, he was the bodyguard to
yeah, I don't remember his.
Tony Stark. I want to look up this guy's name.
He had a funny
I'm
name.
surprised I can't remember. Because I remember I was such a big
Patience?
fan.
No.
No, I'm thinking of it like his actual actor name.
Oh, I don't know his actual. But he's also the director, isn't he?
Yeah, he was the director of the first two, and then Shane Black came in and directed. Oh, wait, fuck, I almost had it. Isn't it like John something? Oh my god.
John. I can't pronounce the guy's last name. I have him up here. It's John.
Favreau. Thank you.
John Favreau.
Oh,
yeah.
I was getting close. I was 50% there.
John.
You just took it all the way. Thank you.
Anyways, but yeah.
First world problems. Huh? Get the internet
I'm
connection.
so glad that. Wait, what were we talking about again?
John Favreau.
So John Favreau dropped Terrence Howard,
Oh, right.
probably for a reason because either Terrence Howard wanted more screen time or he wanted more money. It wasn't necessarily that they had a bad relationship. At the time, he was pissed off, but he says like, "Oh, in the long run, like I'm Just we're still friends with Robert Downey Jr. We like call each other up, have Christmas dinner, bullshit like that. Just probably saying it so that the fans would shut up and
Yeah.
I still
not
remember.
chase after this kind of a sort of bullshit. But I didn't really like Terrence Howard in that role. It didn't really suit him that well. I think Don Cheadle does a much better job.
Oh, yeah.
Still, even in that first movie when Terrence Howard, he like finds the chrome Iron Man suit and everyone's like, do it. It's like,
He's just
maybe
next
another time. It's like, fuck. Why wouldn't you get
Yeah,
it?
that was a bit of a big tease. But
Oh.
but hey, man, Don Cheadle was brilliant in Iron Man 2 when he got into that suit and then started fighting Tony Stark.
Yeah, it did.
Um, yeah.
I'm excited for Avengers 2 mainly because I watched James Spader and he's gonna be playing Ultron
Mhm.
and I think he's gonna kill it. He's gonna do an awesome job as the villain.
Ultron looks epic.
Yeah,
Anyways, so
I do want to see what his costume looks like too. James Spader's a pretty bulky looking guy,
now that
so he
Yeah.
needs to do a little bit of working out. But I think because they'll probably have some sort of body double in the suit
Yeah,
doing a lot of his movements, like James Spader's not gonna be able to do like backflips or anything like that. So.
unless he does the Batman diet.
That's the Hugh Jackman way.
Okay, so now going away from Avengers 2. Recently, was it recently? I can't remember.
Somewhat recently, like the
somewhat
last
recently.
week or two.
They sort of announced with X-Men Days of Futures Past. I can't remember that. When does that one come out?
I want to say either June or July of next year.
Well, either way, they have seemed to announce. I can't really recall if they had either announced that they're going to be doing this or this was just
They confirmed it.
They
Yeah.
did. That they would be doing an Xmen Apocalypse. Now, for those who don't know what Xmen Apocalypse is sort of a different timeline of the X-Men universe where the mutants are kind of on top of the world now rather than the humans are, and it's sort of like a post-apocalyptic society sort of thing with Apocalypse, who is the leader of this new mutant faction that rules the earth, believes in like the alphas of the mutants and whatnot, and yeah, that sort of thing. I don't know it 100%.
That I guess that kind of is the gist of it. And I know
See-
like he kicks a lot of butt. His name is Apocalypse.
See, what I'm wondering is that in this the new movie X-Men Days of Futures Past, doesn't it look like it's already taking place? Like
Yeah, that's what
it's
I was
already
saying.
taking place in an apocalyptic setting.
Oh, no, yeah, but it's kind of a different timeline. The thing is that the apocalyptic setting that they're going with Days of Futures Past was brought on by the Sentinels, which are the
Which are
machines
awesome.
that were
The giant
created
robot.
to hunt down mutants.
They're a boss.
So
in,
the
Marvel's
Bolivar
Capcom.
Trask character, who's played by Peter Dinklage.
Oh, I'm
is kind of
I'm
interesting.
actually happy. Peter Dinklage is actually a really good actor.
Who's Dinklage?
He's the
he-
midget from Game of Thrones.
He's
The
like-
what?
The midget character from Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Tyrion Lannister.
I think he's gonna do
Yeah,
a really good job
okay.
though.
As who?
Bolivar Trask, which
He's
is
the guy
essentially
who
like he's like
fixes
this government dude with a
Yeah.
nice mustache.
He
he
creates
originally a
the
midget?
master mold, which the master mold creates. I think that's the name of the machine, anyways. The master mold creates the Sentinels.
Yeah, so it's gonna be large robots just stalking the Earth, just doing the robotic things,
Killing everybody.
and essentially
in sight,
like
pretty
yeah,
much.
I guess the past and the future characters are gonna come together and be all like, let's work together and
I
stuff.
feel like for Days of Futures Past, they're sort of gonna try to make a hint towards Apocalypse in like some sort of
They
way.
will.
Because the thing is that Days of Futures Past is all about alternate timelines and timeline effects in general. So you never know, something that they do in the past might affect the
I bet you
future.
the end of the movie, right at the end of the movie, is gonna show the scene of this movie, of the next movie coming out. For
Yeah.
X-Men. And it's
That's what
gonna-
people
it's
are
gonna,
thinking.
It's gonna show that, and then that's it.
It's gonna
cut
be-
out, and then the next.
Have you
movie
guys
is
seen
gonna be
the
this.
Wolverine movie?
Yeah.
Because I know when I watched the post credit scene for that, it showed a nod to this X-Men Day of Futures Past, and I was like, oh,
Or have
sweet.
both Professor X and Magneto.
Yeah, they're
there.
just being all friends and stuff.
Yeah,
Two
but-
old people having a good time, right? Like,
See, so
Yeah.
but does Wolverine ever get the titanium claws back again? Because like in that scene, he still
yeah,
has the bone
he
claws.
should have them in the. Wait,
he has the
in-
bone claws at the end of that scene.
But does he have them in the trailer?
I can't remember.
God.
If he does have the bone claws,
Maybe
that would be
they.
kinda cool.
It's adamantium, by the way.
Sorry,
got the-
sorry.
Yeah.
sorry.
Come
I
on.
like him.
You call yourself a
The thing I didn't
It's like
understand,
level 90.
level 90, like
can
yeah,
win that,
OP. He so they want to set X-Men Apocalypse in the First Class series rather than in the current present day Bryan Singer developed movie. It's a little strange that they'd be doing this, but I guess it's how they're gonna round out the First Class trilogy, because Days of Future Past is essentially X-Men First Class 2. I don't think they're counting it as X-Men 4.
So
There's
wait,
like two alternate storylines
Wait a
going
minute.
on right now.
Well, you can
Wait a
kind
minute.
of. What's up, Carter?
so this Days of Futures Past is going to be the second. So it's going to be like First Class 2.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Yet
Basically.
X-Men Apocalypse is set after Futures Past,
But it's gonna be.
but before Days
have
of
you
Futures
seen
Past.
Have you seen First Class, Carter?
Yeah, he's seen First Class.
Well, okay, you
And then
gotta
that's the-
kind of think about it. Like I said, it has a lot to do with timelines and alternate timelines. So this will be an alternate timeline. of
Yet
course.
this
Let's
is gonna
not
be the
forget
third
that they've
movie,
also confirmed
yet it's-
X-Force, that they're
Oh,
gonna
right.
make that into a movie.
Yet
So that'll spawn off
What's
into a
that?
separate tangent. It's essentially X-Force is like it's a separate group of mutants or something like that,
Yeah,
led by
Wolverine,
Wolverine. It's got Deadpool, it's got Cable, and it's got
Gambit. I
Why
think
didn't I hear about this?
aren't they like
That
kind of like
sounds
dark
like the
mutants or
sickest
something? 'Cause
lineup.
something like that.
Of heroes in one movie.
it is pretty sweet.
They've
And they're supposed to be fast tracking Deadpool too.
Yep.
Like
Oh wait,
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds
They
apparently
made
saying
Deadpool
something's
really
still going
weird
on.
in X-Men. Where did
X-Men
they show
Origins
Origins.
is not canon.
Yeah, that
Okay,
doesn't count.
fine,
It's
alright, that's
bullshit.
fine.
But yeah, they got
That
there's-
ruined everything for me.
Ryan Reynolds apparently says that there's still stuff going on for the Deadpool movie, so I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah,
if they did a Deadpool
I don't think
movie
I don't
for
think that
X-Force.
in the 12 seconds that Ryan Reynolds was on screen for that film as Deadpool,
Literally
however long he was,
12
he didn't do a terrible job. Just throw him in a costume because I don't want to see his fucking face.
Yeah, neither
throw him
do
in
I.
costume. She's pretty epic.
You know what I realized? Any time that Ryan Reynolds is a superhero, it's more the writing's fault than him.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like
What
Green
other-
Lantern.
Yeah, there you go.
He was
Yeah,
also Green
Green Lantern and Deadpool.
Yeah.
And I didn't care that he was Green Lantern. It's just that the writing wasn't that great,
Yeah.
and the CGI wasn't that great.
Agreed.
Was it?
It's like you guys aren't covering it up that well. It's
So
2011.
if you're putting
Get on this.
I think it's kind of a luck thing. Put Ryan Reynolds as a superhero. Make sure you got fucking good writing, or else it's gonna die.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But Deadpool is a funny guy.
Oh my
Oh, yeah,
god,
And Ryan Reynolds
I'm-
is a funny guy.
I'm right
Yeah.
now. I'm reading Deadpool, the Merc with a Mouth, and he is just freaking hilarious in these the books.
Hello.
Hello.
Anyway, yeah, he's just hilarious. I love Deadpool as a character, and I really hope that he does. Like, heck, he might even pop up during the Age of Apocalypse.
I doubt it. I mean, but it's still early
It
on, so you never
wouldn't
know.
be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they had some sort of indication that something with Deadpool would be coming up with like X-Men of Age of Apocalypse. But regardless, I'm super excited with what has been planned in the Marvel Universe with both X-Men and Avengers, as well as other
Because
films.
Marvel's got their head on straight.
Oh,
They
yeah.
actually have a crew that's like doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then Justice League is all like, "What are we gonna do next? Like what? Like nothing's like planned. Like it's like they're just throwing words on a whiteboard, and then they're like, no, scratch that. We can't do that anymore."
Magnetic
All right,
poetry
but
against a fridge.
I actually have one question for one question I kind of want to get your guys' input on that I kind of actually just thought of. Who do you think would probably play Apocalypse the best?
They haven't like chose who's gonna be playing.
I know,
it,
but
right?
like out of all the actors you know of right now, who do you think could play Apocalypse?
Oh.
I. It's
For
hard
some
to
reason,
say.
I think Jean-Claude Van Damme could be a Apocalypse.
Is Jean-Claude Van Damme like
Just because
silly?
he's not. No, Apocalypse
He's like an
isn't
action
silly
hero.
at all, though.
He's an action hero.
He's like a
He's an action. He was like an action hero from the 80s. He was in the Expendables too.
Yeah, I guess someone who's buff. That's all
He
I
is
can-
buff.
Have
No,
you
I know.
seen that new commercial for
Yeah,
Go
where
Daddy
his
Daddy
light-
Outlaw?
he does
Where
he
he's
does
like-
the splits between the two trucks while
He's
they're
the
driving
guy.
back.
Oh, that
like,
was
in the
him.
kid- That was him.
Yeah. The thing is that I think Jean-Claude Van Damme wouldn't be bad as a Apocalypse. Specifically, the fact that he actually can play a villain pretty good, and he's definitely got the body for it, and definitely like the serious attitude that would be used because Apocalypse doesn't joke at all in
Just
like
gotta
the
give
comic.
him a voice.
He's a very serious
Different
character,
voice.
very deadly character, and I think that they should get an actor which can complement that sort of attitude.
I think you know what, and like you can have the body for it, but then you can always go through some sort of mocap thing and make yourself look bigger. And this is
Yeah.
what I was thinking when I saw, if you guys seen Thor: The Dark World,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
that guy who played the it was the secondary villain, the guy who got like super jacked and he got this like weird mask on.
The guy who they sacrificed
Cursed.
to become cursed.
He's
and,
cursed, yeah.
That guy. Yeah,
He wasn't
they-
essentially-
He'd be epic.
Yeah, he wasn't essentially a big dude, but
Yeah.
like because he had the suit on, I guess it was more of a like a
Yeah,
post
they
production
should. They
thing that they
definitely
did.
should use that actor as an idea.
I wouldn't say he'd be Apocalypse. I'm just saying I'm using it as an example of someone who like he wasn't necessarily a huge dude, but because like he came out like they were somehow able to make him look bigger and more intimidating looking in their little mocap sessions.
Well, I think like I've said, I think they definitely need to get a person who can definitely complement Apocalypse's attitude and kind of style with
Let's go like Mr. Bean as Apocalypse.
Mr. Bean as Apocalypse. Imagine just trying
Just
to
never says a word.
try issues. Apocalypse is comically awkward now and whatnot. Oh, but yeah,
Anyone who can play like Stone Cold Steve Austin? No.
Stone Cold
Like,
Steve Austin.
I'm just trying to think
Can you
of
smell?
That's
what
the
Apocalypse
that's
is
the Rock.
cooking?
That's the
Rock.
Rock.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
Total fail. We're gonna edit that out.
No.
We're not. We're actually gonna keep that in.
I never watched WWE, so I don't know.
Keep in
I
mind that
haven't
was
watched it
David
more,
Penny
so.
who just said
Maybe
that.
The Rock should actually. Speaking of which, then
No, then he'd go
I'm just
crazy.
The Rock actually
He'd be
was
the most electrifying villain.
The Rock actually was The Rock was tied to play Lobo.
oh, he was.
Yeah. Lobo is essentially like I don't want to say Ghost Rider. He does ride a bike.
I want
rides
to
a
say the
motorcycle, but he's
Deadpool
like
slash Ghost Rider of the DC universe who just doesn't give a fuck.
And you can also maybe add Punisher in because he's a bit of a like kind of
Lobos
badass,
would
like,
actually be a
killer.
great addition. But anyways, that's a completely different.
Anyways, I don't have really any
Comic.
ideas of who
Totally
to
off topic here. Well, not really off topic. It's more towards Spider-Man. But
Sure.
do you guys watch Community?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember, you know Black guy? What's his name?
Oh my God. Oh
I
my
don't know.
God.
Just look it up.
Search it up. Just search Community and search
up,
It said something with a G.
George McFly.
George
Glover.
McFly.
That's his last name.
Gavino.
Donald
Gavino.
Glover.
Gavino.
Dan Glover.
Gavino.
Dan Glover.
Dan Glover.
Dan
Donald-
Glover.
Oh,
Donald
okay, yeah,
Glover.
yeah.
Yeah, Donald
Donald
Glover
Glover, right?
as
Anyways,
Tony
did you
Bond.
guys
his
know
character's name.
that he auditioned to be Spider-Man? He auditioned to be Tobey Maguire. Oh no, sorry, Peter Parker.
The original Spider-Man or the Andrew
No, the
Garfield
Amazing Spider-Man.
I
He
wouldn't.
auditioned to be.
I wouldn't be surprised,
Peter Parker.
especially like with the Ultimate Spider-Man story arc currently, that they could diverge into something like that. But
But
we're-
no, don't ever do that.
But they also have
Why
because
don't
you know how
we keep
they're
it
working on Fantastic
I
Four.
think there was
Because
another
his
name.
rap name is Childish Gambino.
Oh, that Gambino.
The,
Yeah, I
um,
forgot about that.
The guy, the Michael B. Jordan, who was in Chronicle, like the one black guy in that movie, was auditioning for Johnny Storm for the new Fantastic Four.
Isn't he gonna be in the new X-Men? Or the
No.
next? No, the Avengers.
gonna be-
Sorry,
But they're remaking
Avengers.
No,
Fantastic
you're
Four
thinking
for
of
the
you're
Vulture.
thinking of Anthony Mackie.
the guy with the bony face.
Yeah, he's gonna be playing Falcon, but I don't know if he's gonna be in Avengers.
Falcon.
He's gonna be in the Captain
Falcon.
America movie.
Falcon Punch. Anyways,
Not that
They
good.
should cross him over into Avengers. I mean, if you introduce
Yeah.
the character, don't just drop him off. Right?
no, they shouldn't.
That'd be
They
like
should definitely
rude
build something
still.
up, even if it's just small side story. But we have been talking a crud ton of Marvel stuff. I think we
But-
should.
Yeah, because Marvel's cool.
Yeah, I know Marvel
Marvel
is
is, like,
amazing.
Marvel's got their
Marvel
shit
is
together.
wonderful, and nothing can ever replace it in my heart. But one thing, and that is that the next topic last week
God.
was probably. I shall bring us into
Let him
this.
talk.
God is awesome.
Last
Give him a
week,
chance.
I cried when I
That's
saw
okay.
that this trailer had been revealed, specifically because this character has been such a huge part of my life in my childhood.
Aw.
They revealed the first trailer for the Godzilla movie that will be coming out in May 16th, 2014.
Which looks amazing.
Now, I want to say, I'm interested to know why you added this into the comics section, because I swear
Godzilla's
Godzilla is
based
not
off a comic.
It
isn't
is.
It is?
It's not based off a comic. It has a comic series.
Okay,
big
alright.
And the thing is
Okay.
that
But
this
even
this
bigger
sort of
classic movie.
Yeah.
this movie sort of seems to play off on, well, not in my opinion, on one of the comic book series called Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters by IDW. Where
And if I didn't throw Godzilla in, then he wouldn't have come out today.
yeah.
I would have had to do
But
this.
no, it's just they kind of that kind of ties the comic book in with this movie. From what I've seen so far, is the fact that Kingdom of Monsters asked the question, what would happen if a monster attack happened in modern times? And this is what this movie's about.
Really?
And I'm really excited for this movie, as you guys can probably understand.
Yeah.
Edward, what's the guy name? The guy's name?
Aaron Taylor.
It's Edward. It's like Edward Garrett.
Kenway.
Oh, Gareth Edwards.
Gareth
Yeah.
Edwards.
Edward the Third.
He has worked really hard on this, and you can tell in all the interviews that he's done. He really, really wants the world to get the whole dry, disgusting taste that we got from the 1989 Godzilla film with Fudge, the
Other guy, Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick.
That's not 80. I thought that was
He
He didn't
99.
direct it.
It was
98,
somewhere around that
99.
time. But it was a terrible movie, and he's made this movie, this 2014 Godzilla, to kind of, I guess you could say, take the
reins.
Take
the
place.
reins and take that disgusting taste in your mouth after watching the last one.
See,
Even Bryan Cranston who is set to play as one of the main characters
Walter
in
White.
this one. at the end of Godzilla, it just turns out that everybody was just really high on Walter White stuff.
turns out that Walter White was Godzilla. He's this huge ploy.
Trying to just spread meth and crack.
It's like,
fumes
while I
all
was
around.
building my crack lab, I ended up building Godzilla. It was crazy. I was so
But
high.
from the trailer, it looks like this movie is definitely not going to be a movie that you can take your kids to. It seems like
That's
it's very,
fine. It's
very
not supposed to
scary,
be.
very serious,
Well,
very
obviously there'll
dark.
be kids that'll go to this movie, but
Which is also a nod to the very first Godzilla, which was actually very scary, very dark and depressing because, it was about a giant monster killing a whole bunch of people. But it seems to be kind of going into that, and you can
When I
kind of
hear
tell.
that, I think of lighthearted comedy.
Godzilla!
Godzilla's just trying to find a way around life.
it was comedy of the year.
Godzilla is a romantic comedy that stars Godzilla
Romantic comedy.
as he crushes the world to just try to find the love of his life, Mothra,
Gerard Butler as a
and
main
be able to
character.
make Gerard Butler as Godzilla,
Jennifer
The main
Aniston
character,
as
and
Mothra.
Will Smith as Hitch. I don't
As
know.
Hancock.
Hitch is just trying to get two giant monsters to fall in love.
That'd be the sequel. that
But
nobody
I am
asked for.
incredibly excited for this movie,
Yeah,
as
same.
well as
This
with
movie looks really insane.
everything we've talked
The
about
trailer
today.
looks unbelievably epic, and it just looks.
The lack of Godzilla I see is just
That's the point, though,
interesting.
is because
See-
how they've been playing this. Well, no, what were you gonna say, Jared?
There's always the movies that have those big monsters like Cloverfield and.
I was gonna
Ghost.
say Cloverfield. I
And,
was like, it's gonna be
it's
Aaron Johnson
it's
versus
obviously
the
going to be
Cloverfield
something
monster.
like that, like how it's going to be really smoky and really foggy, and you won't be able to hear, you won't be able to see all of all of Godzilla. There's always gonna
I
be
don't
parts
think
that are
they're
being
gonna do
covered.
that.
Well,
They'll show
even
him.
in
They
the
just-
trailer they have.
He's just trying to strip tease you.
Yeah, they're trying to
I showed
striptease
this
you with
part
a
and
giant
this part.
reptile tail.
I mean, you should have
No matter
seen.
what, this movie is going to be.
Amazing.
I remember David must have been watching the Godzilla, like that little teaser of Godzilla, like what was it, 30 to 45 seconds, the first one? You must have watched that thing so many times
Oh, I
because
did.
by the last 10 seconds you were like, oh my god, listen to the noise he's making. It's like, yep, that's
I am
what
a
Godzilla
humongous
does.
fanboy. Anybody can tell you that. Anybody who knows me, from my childhood, would know how big of a fan I am of this monster.
It's funny because I don't know you in your childhood, but I would believe that you're
Well,
a big
if you
Godzilla
know me
fan.
at all,
I don't. All right, podcast's over.
podcast sorry, everybody go home. But
The twist is that we never knew him.
the way that they've done this marketing is that they've teased so many. They tease him because they understand how many fans want to actually see Godzilla as a whole from the movie. The thing is that they kind of don't want to give people an idea of what he looks like as a whole to kind of tease at the fact of what he looks like. That's what they've been doing because he's not the only monster that's going to be in this movie.
Right.
They hint to another monster during the trailer where the train gets attacked and the people go down. That's not Godzilla. That's the
Wait,
Mutos.
Anytime I think of Godzilla, I'm instantly like transported back to that scene from Robot Chicken where like all the Godzilla monsters are like ice skating. Like, have you seen that scene?
No, I haven't seen it.
Like he's running away from like little Godzilla babies, and then
That's
he runs
not
out onto like an ice
Oh,
rink,
yeah.
and all of a sudden they have like ice skates on. They start doing these like figure skating moves.
When I think of Robot Chicken and Godzilla, I think of that one scene where Godzilla's taking little Godzilla around on Tokyo. He's like, "What do you want to do?" And then little Godzilla's just like, "I want to be king of the monsters." And then he's just like Godzilla just starts going off on a ball. He's like, "Yeah, that's what the thing they don't teach you on Monster Island. You gotta hold your own on this shit." And then like it's ridiculous, but yeah, I'm really excited for this movie, as I've said like 5 times now.
How big is Godzilla going to be in this? 'Cause,
Actually-
like from the trailer, you can't really tell.
They've said in this movie that it's going to be the biggest Godzilla of the entire series, bigger than any Toho Godzilla.
Let's just go back to the trailer for a sec. And
Sure,
I wanna
it is
I
about.
wanna
the trailer.
hear. Can we do this? I wanna hear his
Scream?
cry, because
At the end of
at
the
the
trailer.
end of the trailer, that was like jizz worthy. If I say that.
According
I
to David, that
didn't-
was like scary movie jizz worthy.
That's like how
all over
I
the
scream
ceiling.
when I have sex.
He was a
Oh, God!
that is a representation of the...
Man.
You gotta, yeah.
Yeah, I hate YouTube advertising.
Why is Kick-Ass 2 still getting advertisements?
Because it's the DVD.
Oh, that makes sense. Did anyone actually see Kick-Ass?
I did.
No,
I
I
saw
saw the
both
first
of
one.
them.
Not the
I mean,
second one.
Kick-Ass on Blu-ray and DVD.
just something looked off with Jim Carrey's face.
Okay, so
Like they,
here...
like almost like they took like the fat out of his cheeks. Oh,
Here we go.
You guys didn't see it, but there's jizz flying everywhere.
Oh, God. Oh, God, it's all over my table. Jared, why?
But yeah,
But,
that.
I think...
have any words for that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great
That's
film.
what all the fans
and I'm
wanted,
really
like-
excited for it.
even like you don't have to care about anything else in the trailer. Just hearing that,
Hearing
like the
it.
fans are just like,
I don't even
"Yay."
care about
the
It's
other
just good to
characters.
hear your voice again, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Well, it is. And the thing
Thank
is,
you.
one more tidbit of information for any fans who are listening on this who have little hope for this film. Toho has approved this Godzilla movie.
That's fine. Yeah.
And
The
Toho
Asians.
Unlimited was the guys who created every single Godzilla movie that's come out.
And if the
besides
Asians
American
are
ones.
fine with it,
Did they not approve of the
They approved of
Matthew
the-
Broderick one?
No, they didn't. Well, from my understanding, there was no communication between TriStar and Toho Unlimited. Gareth Edwards wanted there to be communication between Toho because he did not want to stay away. He wanted to make a new Godzilla without having to stray away from the people who knew how to do it right. So,
When was the last Godzilla released?
2004.
Now,
the one in
okay, let's think
2004?
about.
2004 was Godzilla Final Wars.
I haven't seen. Oh, did I watch
Oh,
that?
Yeah, that
I
was
did
what I
watch
let
that
you
one.
borrow.
Okay,
Oh,
so let's go back to.
I'm guessing you're a
2004.
Godzilla fan too.
Well, I just started getting into it because it's.
I've letting him borrow all my
Yeah.
books and all my
All right,
movies.
yeah. So like, go back to 2004. When I saw that movie, I only watched the action scenes. I didn't want to watch any of the, talking and whatnot. So I just fast forwarded the movie and watched all the action scenes. And if you take that and then just go into the future of 2013, this movie is gonna like raise the bar for
Monster
the
movies.
rest of the monster movies that'll ever be created.
And-
Like, if they make another Cloverfield, I don't know if they will.
Off
I don't
topic,
know.
but
Probably
it
talking
definitely will. But there's actually rumors that there's going to be more giant monster movies coming out, like one every few years, sort of thing. Like I know there's a comic book called Enormous that is about giant monsters. and
Yo,
whatnot.
Attack on Titan too.
Yeah, that is.
Oh
also
my
going right
god!
now.
I keep hearing that they want to
Yo.
make that.
They,
Because they are.
They've announced a live action movie for that.
They have.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Can we put that on the next podcast?
Also,
we will talk about that on the next version of this because I am reading the manga as well. But what's up, Will?
great. Now I don't remember what you were going to say. Because you went like this, and then like
erased
instantly,
my mind.
all my thoughts just disappeared.
I wanted to say something.
Okay.
That movie that you're talking about from 2004. Now, all of the Godzilla Toho movies, they're done with people in suits.
Man in
doing
suits
the-
or puppets. You know what, Carter? I'll let you borrow it
But,
when
like-
you go, so then you can.
Obviously, they're gonna for this 24, it's all gonna be CGI.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
for sure, it's all
So-
CGI. That's
But
why
at
I
this
just
point in
think that's gonna raise the
2013, it
bar.
should really be good CGI. Like we should be unable to tell the difference between.
From the trailer, it definitely looks like it's gonna be one of those. Like, there's a scene in the trailer where after the train is attacked, they show the aftermath of the train. There's bodies just everywhere with
Yeah,
the
I saw
treasure.
that.
That has to be probably one of the most powerful images of this film.
See, it's when it comes to CGI, I don't want to say it's almost impossible to make it look real, because like you obviously know that it's CGI and you know it's fake, but like the fact that they could if they were able to make Godzilla look like, what's that word?
Realistic,
More than realistic.
hyper realistic.
Yeah, whatever. I'm
Lifelike?
realistic, lifelike.
Okay.
It's like how they showed Cloverfield, the latest.
Cloverfield was a different
monster
thing though.
movie.
That was more of a that was like a found footage thing.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
And I
Like,
mean-
through video camera.
In the sense, I've never seen Cloverfield, so I
Yeah.
can't really. I don't even know what the monster really looks like.
You know what? Well, I'll let you borrow that one too.
Okay.
It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah,
It gets
I-
really dizzy though.
Yeah, it does.
Well, it's a found footage one. Yeah, most, like they. I remember watching Chronicle, and that was my first found footage experience in theaters. I got
Serious?
dizzy in like the first 10 minutes, but then like after a while, you're just kind of like, you know what? I'm used to the jagged camera movements, and like just oh my god.
You think they'll ever do something like that in Godzilla in the new one coming out? You ever think they'll
Like
have
found
like
footage?
a pedestrian have like a bit of footage?
I think
and,
it would
They'll,
be
they'll have
interesting.
they'll have probably
be-
do like a scene or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that,
what I
but
was
they
gonna
won't
say. That'd
do
be
an
cool if they had
actual.
a scene.
Yeah.
If it was a
Like,
whole
oh
found
my
footage
God,
Godzilla
what's
film just from
That
the.
would be.
Oh my god, no, that would
I don't
I
want
wouldn't
that'd be
even
boring.
I'd watch it, but I'd take a sick bag with me.
because
See,
you'd
like,
be
there's
following
no-
this guy in his life. I don't need to care
Yeah.
about random pedestrian who has sex with his hot wife and then goes to work as a telemarketer.
That's part of the scene. It's
Then
nice.
when he is sitting in his
Godzilla having
office,
sex with
a giant monster just passes the window. That'd be kind of freaky. You'd be like, "What is that? Like a balloon?" And you're
I
like,
definitely think though for this Godzilla, it's definitely a film that's taking a darker turn because if you kind of look back at the other Godzilla films, all of them were of a I don't want to say a lighter tone because of course giant monsters killing hundreds of thousands of people isn't
you don't
exactly
see
like
them killing hundreds.
exactly that's the point
They
I
never
was
show
going
that
at
part.
is that you don't see that sort of thing happening. Yet in this film, as we were just talking about with the train, they're showing this stuff. They're showing
Which
the
is
people,
really brutal.
which is exactly it's really brutal to look at. I think it's taking a good turn in like I guess giving Godzilla an amazing new start and a fresh look and just overall
I like the
Can't wait till the next one.
I like the
Not
title card.
they've actually already expressed making a sequel for Godzilla and
Well, that and the Pacific Rim crossover.
yeah the Pacific Rim crossover.
But
I do like the
the-
Toro said that there was no
Fighting
such
giant.
plans for that yet.
I do like the title
Oh my
card
God.
for Godzilla that they have the Chinese
I really
characters,
need
the
the
Japanese
Transformers
characters in the background too.
versus.
You mean
Versus
his
Godzilla.
Gojira is the Godzilla Japanese version, but are you talking about the one where it has his name brought down
Yeah,
on the back?
I like
With
that
his
thing.
name? Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, it's sexy.
I also like how they like campaigned it and everything, but that's really I guess
You know what else I loved? The
What?
Godzilla video games.
oh yeah. I got
my
one of those too.
Yes.
But yeah. Awesome all around what we've been talking about today. It's
Everything was awesome.
everything like we've covered Spider-Man, DC, Marvel, the Batman vs Superman, Godzilla, X-Men, pretty much like all the major news for Marvel.
Big things.
It was like we what did we come out to? We're actually just over an hour, so it was pretty good.
Shorter podcast. than-
Doesn't matter. I
than
mean,
the
I don't want it to go
podcast.
2.5 hours. That's not fun to edit.
No, that I don't wanna have Will sitting at like spending tonight or something. Yeah, exactly. Being on for like 5 hours, but being up at like
I'll
5
get you
a.m.
some
is
Starbucks
actually-
coffee with my card. That
That'd be real swell of you.
Who got you that again?
Adam.
Shout out to Adam Poehler.
name
So I guess then we're good to go, right? We're just
Yeah.
need to- Take us home.
Ending thoughts, guys?
no.
Well,
It's gonna be exciting.
Exciting.
It's definitely going to be an exciting next few years for Marvel and sci-fi, fantasy sort of movies all around.
And then there's DC.
and then there's,
And then there's
DC
there's all this Marvel
I think
and Godzilla, and
there
then
are plenty
there's
to-
DC.
Yeah,
DC is
table.
just trying to like
Copy it.
to get started. I think where DC's doing a really good job is in its television shows right now.
And
Like,
animated series.
I don't
Yeah.
watch any of their TV shows.
So Smallville was
Arrow
really
is actually
successful.
really good.
Arrow is surprisingly successful.
Yeah.
They're going to be kicking off a Flash television show spinning off from Arrow. They're starting a Gotham Gotham PD type police show before.
What?
It's gonna follow.
Pretty much the first episode is gonna start with the murder of Batman, like Bruce Wayne's parents.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting way to start because this will show all of Batman villains before they are really like super powered and stuff. So I mean, in their television programming, they're doing a spectacular job.
Yeah.
So where Marvel is more successful on the cinematic universes and the feature films,
One's better than the other.
they have their better platforms for their
Marvel
things.
over DC any day.
Yeah, I think we could pretty much all say though that everybody here's a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's about it. Thank you everybody for tuning in. You can check us out anytime at gta-gamers.org, or as well as check out both our Facebook fan page for Stardust Drive Podcast, or visit GTA Gamers channel on YouTube, and also Twitter at Stardust_Drive. Thanks everybody for listening in, and read on.
Yeah.
Peace.